It's the GITA Interviews, the premier global IT solution podcast, where we talk to the CEOs and business leaders who are growing their companies through global partnerships. I'm your host, Emery Geosits, the Executive Director of the Global IT Alliance. Welcome to the GITA Interviews. I'm Emery Geosits, Executive Director of the Global IT Alliance, and I'm honored today to be joined from India, Mumbai in particular, Dharmesh Anjaria, the CEO of Dynacons. Dynacons has been a powerful force in India for the past 25 years, and I'm pleased to have him join me from Mumbai. Hi, Dharmesh, how are you?
Hi, Emery. How are you doing?
So how are things in Mumbai, Dharmesh?
Well, things are good business-wise, but in terms of COVID, not very good. We are in the middle of a second wave in the lockdown. So, yeah.
Yeah, I see. No, I hear you. You know, it's interesting. I'm curious to know how overall, and when you look back on 2020, how COVID affected your business, your overall business, and then what you feel like might be here to stay regarding the future of IT in 2021.
When COVID actually hit, the entire business dynamics changed. There was a complete reset of the workforce, the employer-employee relationship, work in general, and the entire business ecosystem changed. Suddenly people started, not knowing where to go, and where to start. How do you get your business up and running? And there was so many sectors which got completely affected by COVID, and they went down in a slump. Luckily, we are here in IT industry. We have new avenues and new business opportunities with us. So, when the pandemic started, our first thought was, how do we get our employees safe, to ensure their safety, at the same time to keep all the customers' mission critical systems running. We need to enable our employees. We enabled them to make sure that they are able to serve our customers. So we kept our focus on safety of our employees, keeping a strong service delivery infrastructure to ensure that all the customer applications are running, financial well-being of our company, and lastly to innovate. I think that was the key that really helped us and most companies to grow. Change in every bit of the work.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and thanks for sharing that. When you speak about innovation, I'm sure you started 2020 like most companies did with big plans and lots of potentially new projects and offerings. And then to your point, everything had a pivot, right? So tell me a little bit about how Dynacons innovated in to adjust to the 2020 pandemic.
Firstly, when we started off the year, COVID had already hit China first, so we saw the entire supply chain hit, and all our orders which were already in the pipeline. So we needed to do a lot of crisis management there, because a lot of customers were missing their deadlines. So that was actually affecting everybody. So that was the first bit of innovation. It was not innovation, it was the Indian jugaad, as you see, we had to use. That's what typically we call it there. Typically, we had to turn street smart and ensure that we are able to meet all customer expectations. Number one. Post that, once COVID hit India, business came to a standstill. What was important is to ensure that all the employees are safe, to make sure that everybody around is safe, and then at the same time we had a lot of customers in essential services, to ensure that we keep them running. So that was the next priority. And then was, how do we start our business? What is
right.
This? So firstly, in terms of restarting, first we started ensuring that we keep our employees in good faith. Working from home, India is not used to working from home.
Right.
Honestly, it's, while we were completely ready to work from home, we were still not fully up for it there. So to ensure that we had all the employees were kept in the right morale, to ensure that they were in the right frame of mind. The next thing was in terms of the solutions that the customers were working on, the new collaboration tools, the infrastructure that was required, all the workplace solutions, the backend, the cloud setups. So all, continuously keeping abreast with the latest technologies, with the latest tools, ensuring that our teams, although working remotely, were able to deliver that in the right time.
Right.
So enabling our service delivery infrastructure was the next thing that was there. So these are some of the small steps that helped us get going and get running. Once
Right.
we were up and running, slowly, it became business as usual. By July to August, I think we were up and running, and it was business as usual. Although most part of our workforce was still working from home.
Right, right. One of the things that I was talking to some of your colleagues about that I thought was really interesting is for years we've been telling certain customers to move to the cloud, and they were hesitant and not sure. And then all of a sudden the pandemic's here, so everyone's racing to the cloud. So it was great that you were so agile enough to be able to get your customers there. Dharmesh, as we look at 2021 and we look at what's coming, there's unprecedented growth predicted in the United States, other parts of the world, Europe, Australia. I'm very interested to hear, what is the projections for India from a growth perspective, and how do you see Dynacons adjusting to that growth that's coming down the pike in Q3 and Q4 of this year?
Yeah. So, I will be very honest. When our financial year goes from April to March, so last year April we started off with a lockdown. So the year began on a lockdown. Till June, mid of June, we did not see any. Practically, there was no movement of goods. Also allowed very little movement of goods. So business was practically to a standstill.
Mm.
We thought that the best thing would be to try and at least go back to the last year's targets. That was our first target.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly we started, as I mentioned, all the steps that we took. Slowly we started getting back to normal, and once we were there, we were up and running. It was pretty much, the business was good. The potential in India is really big because one, they're not, like I mentioned, India is not completely a work from home country.
Mm-hmm.
We still, a majority of part of our enterprises, they all go to offices,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how the work culture was before COVID. Once COVID set in, we saw unprecedented demand, which was growing, and by the end of the year, we closed at nearly 30% over the last year. So
wow, that's great.
it has been really good. The demand from BFSI, the demand from government, the demand from insurance across the board, and Indian enterprises, global customers. It's been all across. Two particular areas that I think IT providers all across the globe are seeing. One is in terms of workplace services.
Yes.
So to augment work from home, there the complete infrastructure around that, and secondly is the backend infrastructure, cloud orchestration. So these are some of the areas that were really key to the growth that we have seen.
Right.
Having said that, the year ahead looks even more exciting.
Yeah, it sure does. It sure does. And with everything that's exciting comes some concern, right? So I know you and I personally have been on phone calls where we're looking at supply chain issues globally. They're practically every brand that we look at, from cars to what we do here in IT, across the board. So tell me a little bit about the supply chain concerns going forward, and what specifically when it comes to India, how you guys are dealing with that, and is there still product available for the customer?
So, Emery, I think, in that India is not spared. I think we are on the same page as any other country in the world. We are still facing the same kind of supply issues that everybody is facing. What we did is, we've done is we've gone ahead and augmented our warehouses. We've built up our capacities around storing all the goods. And slowly and steadily, what we did is, once the pandemic, around June and July, we started talking to all customers, getting them and telling them that look, there things have opened up. There is going to be a proactive and a huge demand, which is going to a pent up demand, which is going to come up. So please do plan your supplies. We have warehouses. We can hold stock for you. We can carry that inventory for you, and to ensure that all your requirements are met. So keeping that in mind, we spoke to some of our key customers, started building and holding up the stock for them. And this proactiveness actually helped us because we already had the stock for them when they actually needed it.
Wow, that's great.
So that was really good.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
That was something that really helped us.
Yeah, that's huge. The ability to get that forecast and get the customers on board with that's got to be a great win for you guys. So, when you see overall, and I've had the pleasure of interacting with several of your employees over the past couple of months as the newest member of the Global IT Alliance, and we're happy to have you. How do you see the Alliance working with the business at Dynacons and overall the benefit of the Alliance?
See, the world is getting to be a smaller and smaller place. Customers across the globe are wanting to consolidate not only their infrastructure but also the vendors who are supporting them in it. So we see so many customers coming back to us and asking us for multi-country support, multi-country procurement and solutions. What they want is a single vendor to talk to, a single partner who can assist them in their growth, and a single a seamless solution that gives them the same experience across all countries.
Mm-hmm.
GITA is the solution for that. That we are very, very happy to be part of this alliance. With GITA, we get to offer our customers the same experience that we can offer them here across in multiple countries, offering them the same kind of products with a short partner who can respond like how we are doing, and we can always be there as the account managers to help them.
Yeah, we are so excited to have you and your team on board with the Alliance. It's really a game changer for us to have India and such a strong partner in India as well. So, when we look back again, and you've mentioned this a couple of times, and I'm really curious, when you look at one of the prouder moments of 2020 with the great employees you have at Dynacons, what are there a couple of things in particular you're most proud of that your team accomplished?
I think, really, I would give the entire credit of 2020 to our team, our dynamites, as we call them. They really showed up and stood up when it mattered. They were there. Sorry, cut. They were completely there and available when it wanted. So, one of the proudest moments for us was the support that we gave to one of our customers, Mumbai Municipal Corporation. As you know, Mumbai is a big city, and the Municipal Corporation of Mumbai is one of the biggest corporations across the world. When it came to setting up their COVID infrastructure, setting up all the VC systems, their COVID monitoring solutions, the complete backbone solution was set up by us.
Wow.
The complete monitoring was done by my team. And that is our small give back to the society as far as COVID goes. That's what we are really proud of, that our team was available 24/7 to them, and they helped them set up this infrastructure and monitor this. And we got the required recognition also from them.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's beautiful. You're able to give back that way. I'll look for my Dynamites T-shirt that you'll send me soon when you get them for the team.
Definitely.
I think that'd be great.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I know you've been doing this for 25 years, building that great reputation at Dynacons. And I know there are parts that we all miss, that we were in lockdown or the restrictions that COVID put on us. Personally, Dharmesh, what in 2021, what are you most looking forward to when the fog lifts, when we're past this pandemic? What personally are you most excited to do?
Well, one thing that I really miss is, traveling. What we firmly always believe is, putting a face to the conversation. a Zoom meeting or a Teams meeting helps. And, it suffices there right now when the pandemic is there. But going out and meeting in person changes the perspective completely. And that's what I love doing. I love traveling over, going to meet with customers, to meet with partners. It gives a different perspective to the entire relationship. And it gets everybody, all of us, so strong and so close that, it gets the comfort level even more.
Very true, very true. Well, I will tell you that one of my first trips is to come and see you in Mumbai as soon as I am able. So that would be great. Well, Dharmesh, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And that's the GITA Interviews. Look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the GITA Interviews. To find out more about the Global IT Alliance, please visit www.gita.com or follow us for more great interviews.